All right, Patrick. We'll start first with Pete Sweeney. Go ahead, Pete.
Hey, Patrick, I know that there had to been a little bit of a downer in losing control here, a little bit of the AFC, and I was just wondering, based upon your look at practice today, how do you feel like the guys are responding to that adversity?
Yeah, I mean, I think guys are ready to go. We understand that we still can go out there and do whatever we want to do. It's just going to take us being better and better each and every week, and we know it's still going to be a tough game this weekend. The Broncos playing in Denver is always a tough game, so we're going to focus on trying to win this week, and then we'll let the playoffs kind of handle itself.
Let's go next to Mick Schaefer. Go ahead, Mick.
Hey, Patrick, we saw you a couple times on Sunday kind of stump for some calls. I think it was after the one to Kelsey over the middle and when Tyreek went down. I'm curious, what's your approach with the officials in year 5 now? How much do you stump for calls or protest, and how do you go about it?
Yeah, I wouldn't say I protest or anything like that. I like to ask and see what they saw. And like on that play right there, it was just kind of, he said it was incidental tripping and stuff like that. I mean, it's a tough job that they have. I mean, they're seeing a lot of the best athletes in the world flying around with a lot of contact and stuff going on. But, I mean, sometimes I'm disappointed that I didn't get the call that I thought that we should get. But that's part of the game. And at the end of the day, I'd rather them let us play more than anything.
Let's go next to Karen Kornacki. Go ahead, Karen.
Hi, Patrick.
How are you doing?
Good to see you. Just a two-part in that you guys have been so successful against Denver. When you look at what has worked against them, what do you think it is? And two, can you talk about that defense? Even without Von Miller, there's a still pretty strong group.
Yeah, I mean, we've been successful as far as winning games, but they're always hard fought battles. And like you said, that defense, I mean, they got playmakers everywhere, and they run a great scheme. They have a great defensive coordinator. They have a great defensive head coach, and they have a good feel for playing against us since we play so much. So it's always a tough-fought battle for us. A great football team, great defense, and playing in Denver is never easy. So we found ways to win games at the end of games a lot of the times here, but we always know it's going to be a great challenge for us.
Let's go next to James Palmer. Go, James.
Patrick, kind of with that said, I'm curious what the quarterback's perspective is going against a Vic Fangio defense. It's kind of spreading throughout the NFL, right, what he runs. So what does that scheme do that makes it so difficult? And then this being your last regular season game, is this the style of defense and difficulty you'd like heading into the postseason for your offense?
Yeah, I mean, definitely it will be a great challenge for us. I think what he does so well is they have a great understanding of what you do as an offense. I mean, obviously they play a lot of shells and kind of combo zone coverages with a little bit of man sprinkled in there. But I think he has a good feel for what you want to do as an offense. I think he's obviously the top. He's done it for the longest. But he has a great feel of like, this is what you do. I'm going to have guys in this area. This is what you do. I'll have guys in this area. And so that's something that he does a great job with, as well as they have great players. So he has does a good job of assembling a great team and does a great job of scheming a great defense.
We've got 3 more going right down the line, starting with Sam. Go ahead, Sam.
Hey, Patrick. Offensively as a whole, the way you guys have played the past 5-6 weeks now, is it any extra rewarding based on sort of the turbulence you had to face, the way you've come through it now?
Yeah, in a sense. I mean, we've played good football these last few weeks. I still think we can be better. I still think we've played great halves or great couple quarters. We haven't played that great full game yet. So I think that would be something that we'll continue to work on. You want to be the best going into the playoffs. And I think offensively we've gotten better and better as the season's gone on. And we've played against a lot of different defenses, so we'll be ready for anything coming into this last week and into the playoffs.
Go next to Nate Taylor. Go ahead, Nate.
Earlier this year, Patrick, I know you mentioned that you were trying to work on your footwork and obviously get into a chemistry with the offensive line being so new. I just wonder how you felt you've improved your pocket presence as the season's gone along, and what techniques have led to you being a better quarterback and understanding where you're protected, no matter whether or how the defensive line is doing.
Yeah, no, I think I've done first of all, I've gotten more familiar with the offensive line in general. I mean, just being able to play behind those guys, go to battle with them, getting a good feel for them definitely helps out a ton. And then I think I've just continued to work on the fundamentals. Coach Kafka's kind of ingrained that in me as the season's gone on, and I think I've gotten better as of late because of that. And so trying to figure out that right balance of when to scramble and run and do that stuff, and then when to stay in the pocket and make the throw is something that I'll always work on. But I definitely think I've gotten better as these weeks have gone on.
We'll go last to Vahe. Go ahead, Vahe.
Hey, Patrick, sort of related. As you look back on the season so far, what do you think your personal greatest challenge has been, and what do you think your biggest area of growth has been as a quarterback yourself?
I mean, first off, I don't know about what personal challenge, but I think the biggest area of growth is that I've just learned to be patient. I've learned to take what's there, take the underneath stuff, probably the most I've ever thrown to the running back and stuff like that. And I'm such having an aggressive nature and want to push the ball down the field, but defenses have forced me to learn how to drive the length of the field. And I think we've done a great job of that as the season's gone on. Is we've made a lot of big drives happen. We've drove the length of the field, but we haven't lost our explosiveness. And whenever defenses do present man coverage or single to the middle zone coverage where they come down and give us a chance to throw it deep, I think we're still hitting those. And so finding that right balance, I think that's been a big growth for me to learn to take what's there, but also keep that aggressiveness.
Patrick, we appreciate the time. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, guys, we'll have Hitch coming your way next.